Hello and welcome to the Music Shack Podcast. This is episode number 41. This week you're joined by myself, Bruce.
Ron.
And Ed.
Alrighty. Let's take a look at the Billboard and see what we got.
Well, I have 3 new entries in the top 10.
Ooh.
And
there's that. One of which I'm kind of not surprised at, but at the same time, how?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I guess I can start.
Yes, you could start.
So with a new entry, at number 1, we have Young Thug with Slime Language. Down to number 2 is Taylor Swift with Fearless, the Taylor's version. Up to number 3 is Morgan Wallen with Dangerous, a double album. Down to 4 is Justin Bieber with Justice. New entry is Eric Church with Heart. Eric Hart. No, I mean that works. Rod Wave with Soulfly at number 6. Number 7 which is also a new entry, which is Greta Van Fleet with The Battle at Garden's Gate. Again, not surprised, but at the same time, how? Because they sound so much like Led Zeppelin, and which is why people don't like them. But at number 8 is The Weeknd with The Highlights. Number 9 is Dua Lipa with Future Nostalgia. And number 10 is Pop Smoke with Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. That is our Billboard 200.
You could take a look at the Billboard artist charts. Number 1 is Eric Church. Number 2 is Taylor Swift. Number 3 is Greta Van Fleet. Number 4 is Justin Bieber. Number 5 is The Weeknd. Number 6 is Drake. Number 7 is Ariana Grande. Number 8 is Luke Combs. Number 9 is Young Thug. And number 10 is Dua Lipa.
Alright. Looking at the Billboard Hot 100, we've got, starting at number 1, we got Rap Star by Polo G. Number 2, we've got Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic. Number 3, we've got Peaches by Justin Bieber. Number 4, we've got Montero by Lil Nas X. Number 5, we got Levitating by Dua Lipa. 6, we got Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. At 7, we got Astronaut in the Ocean by Masked Wolf. Number 8, we got Kiss Me More by Doja Cat. 9, we got Up by Cardi B. And at number 10, we got Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. All pretty much the same as last week, shifted around a little bit.
Yeah. So, where do we want to start?
Where do we want to start?
That's a good question. I mean, I had the shortest amount. We could just start there.
We could start there. I actually got a critique on that.
Okay. So, what I brought to you guys was a 3-song set from Bodom After Midnight with Paint the Sky with Blood, which is that title track, Payback's a Bitch, and Where Dead Angels Lie. These are the last 3 songs that Children of Bodom wrote with Alexi Laiho before he passed away. So there's significance in that, and they're good songs in my opinion. It's a weird blend of like metalcore with some thrash, I guess thrash element.
Yeah, I did get a lot of thrash from it.
So it's weird, but it's cool at the same time, and it just goes. So
yeah, my only critique for the album is actually the title track. How they didn't seem to do a good job leveling his vocals at the start of the track. It gets better as the track goes on.
Yeah, I did notice that too.
But his vocals get buried in the instruments, and it makes it almost impossible to understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
So that's my only critique.
Yeah, I mean it's. I listened. I had gone through. I was going to go through Bongzilla, which was the name I was interested in. Yeah, it's just sludge metal. And it's like no.
I'm unfamiliar.
So where it's just kind of slow, and it like drones on with like a note, some drum, note, drum, whatever.
So it's like, ding, ding, ding,
basically. Gotcha. and I am not a fan of it. And the mixing was weird as well, so I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do it. And there wasn't really anything else from. Well, I guess I could have gone with Capra, but at the moment I wasn't thinking of it. And the other one was the Skindred re-release, so I was like, yeah, nothing going on really.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, the Bodom After Midnight stuff was good. Now I kind of want to go through Children of Bodom just to see what their catalog's like, because I've never actually listened to it before, and I kind of want to now. So, and then I gave you guys the new Beartooth song.
Yes.
Which was the hell of it.
Yes.
Which is, it's Beartooth. It's just aggressive, it's feelsy, and it just doesn't stop.
Very good.
So,
very good song.
Yes. And that doesn't come out until June, but we will go through that one. I also have another thing that I'm looking at the list for June. There's one thing on my list for that same day that I'm very curious about. But when we get there, we'll get there. So you guys make 2 things for that one.
Just gonna have us like hanging.
You're just gonna
June.
Just gonna edge us.
God.
Yep.
Man. It happens.
And that is all I have.
All right.
Not a lot.
All right.
We could stay on the topic of metal.
And go.
We can go that way.
Yeah.
All right.
So I brought you guys along with Winterbane by Frozen Crown, an Italian power metal band.
Yeah, I knew this was coming at some point. I just didn't know when.
Yeah, because I've been watching them for a little bit.
Like,
From some of the other singles they dropped recently.
Yeah, I knew this album was coming. I did not know when. So
I have to say I'm very happy with it. Just
yeah, it's good. I actually liked it a little bit more than I thought I was going to.
Instrumentally, I enjoyed it. Yeah, like some people can't stand trap. They call it mumble rap.
Same thing.
Some people can't stand country because of the fact that they sing with a southern accent. I can't get into power metal because of the vocals.
That's
instrumentally, I enjoyed the album.
That's a lot of. I think it's part of my problem too.
Okay.
Which is why I like Starkill a lot more because they're
a little bit more symphonic.
Well, that and they actually incorporate growling and grit in their vocals instead of just pure cleans.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like them a little bit more too in that aspect. I think that's part of my problem a lot. Because a lot of power metal is good because like the drum work is really good, the riff work while being
it's fast paced.
It's fast paced, and while being like cookie cutter for the most part in terms of each group or each song, it's good. And a lot of the
But for someone like you that loves the grit, it's
right.
all a lot more just more clean stuff.
Right. So it's which they incorporate some of that grittiness and some of that growling on this album. I don't remember the song, but they do incorporate it, and it's just kind of in the background, but it's a nice additive piece. Or it's good, but a lot of different change-ups on this too that I was not expecting. Like there's more like chord chugs going on too, and I was very confused but very curious. Like where is this going?
Like I said, I enjoyed it instrumentally.
Yeah, I think instrumentally this was pretty strong.
Yeah,
it was very strong. I think my favorite off of the entire album was Embrace the Night.
Oh, the first track.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird, but I've listened to this one more than the album itself.
I like the Water Dancer.
That one is very good.
I hate when Ron does that. When you say you enjoy the first track on the album, he goes, "Oh, that says a lot." Like, or he says, "Oh, first track." Like, speak. I'm intrigued.
Well, it's just a lot of times people get the impression that if you like the first track, an album is fairly weak in terms of what the rest of it is, which can be the case, and we've had that happen on here.
Yeah.
But it's not always what happens. A lot of times the whole thing is really good, like the first half is really good, or the second half is really good. But and a lot of times your first impression of an album is going to be the first track.
Yeah. If
your opening track, there's a reason these tracks are the opening tracks, and if it doesn't hit really well with the person that's listening, they're not, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to go through the rest of the set.
That was a lot of my problem this week. Because I told you my way of finding albums is I'll listen to the first 3 songs on an album,
Right.
and if something doesn't stand out to me, I'll pass. That was actually an issue for me this week.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's why a lot of times there's a reason these songs are ordered the way they are when albums come out. It's called album pacing. When you pace an album correctly, somebody can get through the whole thing and go, okay, this was really good. Some of these are a little weaker than others, but overall, it's a good listen. Or you then run into the issue where people listen to the first one and goes, okay, this is alright. And then you get into the rest of it, and it's like, this is not what I expected, or this is a lot weaker. So it all depends. But yeah, I mean the first track's good. The initial lead in with the vocal was such like of a higher pitch that I thought it was I thought I had put on baby metal at first because of where that tonality came from, and then it kicked into her actual voice. I'm like, oh, okay, then never mind. That's just supposed to happen because it was so up there.
Yeah.
So I was very confused. I also feel like the pitch matching is like very on point for her, because it was kind of hard to distinguish her from the guitar a little bit.
Okay.
With the leads, she was very like on point with the matching to me anyway. So
I see what you're saying. It's not something I took notice to, but I think I will now.
Yeah, she harmonized with the lead so well that I couldn't really distinguish which was her and which was the lead. So it was weird. But it was easier to figure out through the rest of the album. But yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, a lot of the core chugs from they're more hardcore chugs than were like metalcore. But they were nice. Nice little change ups. Some of the cymbal rhythms were, when they changed, they were nice. It went from your typical 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 to like more of a 1 1 1 1. It's like that kind of thing. It was nice. So you guys know I like variety.
Oh, yeah, variety is amazing.
Spice of life.
But yeah, overall, really good. 10 songs, 53 minutes. I'd recommend it.
Alright, and got anything else or not?
I gotta pull it up real quick.
So there we
you
go.
Go ahead.
This guy. Alright, so I gave you guys Dark Wobble by Ganja White Knight.
This was good.
Yes.
This was really good.
I
like the intro piece, which I usually don't say, because it's usually not, something you're going to pay attention to. It's like a lead into the first song. I still think it's weird that groups do this, and I don't know why. I guess it just fits like the motif of what they're trying to do for the album.
I mean, there's some serious good intros.
I mean, Waking the Fallen.
I forget what album it is, but DMX has an insane intro on the album. And then you got Meek Mill, who has probably the highest selling intro of all time.
Really?
Yeah, his Dreams and Nightmares intro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, you hear it played on the radio like it's a single. Like,
and they're like a minute and a half.
It's an intro.
Right. Yeah, because like A7X did it with Waking the Fallen back in 2003. So like, and that's just chugging, like basic drums over that. It's like, but it's good.
Yeah.
And then you have more recent one was Fame on Fire off of Levels. They had the intro called Cover Band, which was the whole point of it is to be a joke.
Yeah.
But it slaps.
Yes. But yeah. Back to Ganja White Knight's album. One of the things I loved about the album was the way that you can hear the influences from other areas of the world. There's a lot of Jamaican reggae tones in it. There's a lot of Mid-East strings on the song Master Kush. There's
I love that it's called that, by the way.
Far East string lead in it that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Narnia was a trip.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is the point of the title. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. It was great because you had the Mideast like flute and strings, and
then you get this
crazy dubstep setup, which falls into a Jamaican reggae esque breakdown. And you're like, okay,
with the was it that one or Trinity that had the weird like background women like moan?
Trinity.
What's the Trinity? Okay, that was another weird part of it. I'm like, this is just odd.
Yes.
I'm like, why is this bit here? Like, it works, but at the same time, why? I'm very curious to how that was like. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we need this.
Simple. Edibles.
You know what? You're probably right.
I mean,
you're probably right.
Anyway. That's why I was like shocked when Skrillex said that he, didn't use drugs. I'm like, I've heard your music, bro.
There's no way you're telling truth.
that always sounds like a lie from him.
Oh, probably.
But yeah, one of my favorites off of it is Green Lab, also Crossroads.
I think Crossroads is one of the highlights.
Yes,
definitely.
Definitely. Master Kush.
Yes.
It's 10 songs. I mean, most of the album's good. Like,
and then you have Into the Cave with a Wobble King. While it was good, I did not expect it to go the way it went.
I was, with the name of the album being Dark Wobble, and the final song on the album called Cave of the Wobble King, I was expecting some Excision-esque fucking groundbreaking fucking earth-shattering fucking wobbles and bass lines.
A lot of fucking in there.
A different kind of wobble, you could say.
Oh, God.
This episode might be X-rated, huh? Anyway. Gesture is a song I played before the pod to sit there and give an example of what I was expecting.
Right.
Instead, we got Glitch Hop, which I fuck with. But
this is not what I don't...
Not what I expected, and honestly, not what I wanted.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I would actually agree. Like, but based on what the whole thing was, this one just out of left field goes the other way on the spectrum. And it's like, okay. But, yeah. I don't know. This is weird.
Mm-hmm.
This might actually be like good. This is good background music, too. Just to have on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And another album. We're ready to move on.
Sure. Unless you got something.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Probably the most relatable album title I've ever read. But that's personally. It's Boston Bun dropped There's a Nightclub Inside My Head.
Yeah, that's Ed.
Yes, you bet.
That's Ed.
And it's a 10-song set that is phenomenal. What is it? Actually, I can't say it's 10 songs. It's actually 9 because there's a skit in the middle. Stay Around is a standout for me. So Good, So Nice, So Bright. Another good song off that.
That sounds like a drug trip.
Shut the fuck up, Ron. Spinning Around.
Okay.
It's the 10th song on the album, and it's phenomenal as well. But yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. Really worth checking out if you're into like house music. But yeah. So we're ready to move on. We can move on.
I also listened to Surface Sounds by Kaleo, which is more of an alternative indie.
Okay.
It was actually very good and chill most of the way through.
As is most indie and alternative-esque things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could say definitely a recommendation.
Cool.
I actually did listen through that.
Oh yeah?
It was alright. I didn't have anything to write home about.
Yeah.
No standouts, but like it was alright.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I guess we can
get another fucking in.
We can move on.
How many of those can we get before we have to go to X-rated?
I think we already hit that.
Because I know we're past PG-13.
Yeah, because you're allowed one in that case.
We're definitely rated R. And we're back.
Yes. But, yeah, I guess we can move on then to, where do we want to go?
We go to news.
Stuff we've been fucking with.
There we go.
I really haven't been playing a whole lot. I've been more just in my own space doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been listening to a lot of music in my off time, which is weird because I normally do. I had off work the last 2 days, so it's like, I've been doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But
So I've actually been on a little bit of a kick of Eurobeat and good amount of just Irish drinking songs and whatnot.
oh boy,
Past like 2 days, it's been good.
Yeah.
I went on a small Nickelback kick before we started. Only because I was at Wawa, and they had "This Is How You Remind Me" on. So I was like, alright, now I'm in the mood for Nickelback.
Oh
So-
my god.
Excuse me?
Yes, I like Nickelback. Hate me for it. I don't care.
I mean, I'm gonna say it as well. I also like Nickelback.
Ed may need to find new co-hosts.
Is that one of the things we need to worry about?
I guess
Oh,
people hate all of them, and I don't know why. They're good. I don't see the problem.
I could also say I've actually listened to a good amount of Uncle, because the opening track in Fuel, the opening cinematic, they made Burn My Shadow. So I've been listening to a good amount of them recently, just because I finally decided to look them up.
Gotcha.
Got some good stuff.
I actually have been listening to a little bit of Dropkick Murphys Monday for whatever reason.
It was just that kind of day.
Yeah.
Just a Dropkick Murphys kind of day.
Fucking heard Rose Tattoo, and every time I hear that song, I'm reminded how much I fucking love that song.
Such a good song.
Yes.
Every time I listen to it, I'm always contemplating getting a rose tattoo. But I don't have a reason to yet.
Yeah, I don't know what my next tattoo is going to be.
Here we go again.
The reason why it's funny is because I have 0 tattoos. That's the joke. All right.
I'm the only person here with a tattoo, and I only have one.
Yeah,
Yes.
a good one at that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what else was it? Oh, and I was fucking with a lot of newer electronic music. Stuff that was released last year, like Lucas and Steve's Letters to Remember. Joyride's The Brave. Also was listening to some S.J. Lewis's recent album called Times. But yeah, it's kind of where I've been.
Nice.
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 What do we got? Let's see what we're going to have news-wise then.
Yes, we could move into the news.
Well, I do know there's a rumor that Slipknot's sitting in the studio again.
They're not allowed to.
Right, they're not?
Apparently not, I guess.
Gotcha. Meg Thee Stallion announced that she's going to go on a hiatus, which I appreciate using the term hiatus. A lot of artists have been saying that they're retiring, and then 2-3 years later they drop a new album. So it's kind of annoying when an artist says, "Oh yeah, I'm retiring. It's the last album I'll ever make," and then they come back a couple of years later.
That's because it's a marketing trick.
Yeah. So I like the fact she used the term hiatus.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it.
Machine Gun Kelly announced that he is selling tickets to his downfall.
Is he doing a tour for it?
Yes.
Good. I will go to that one. Just to hear the album.
Yes. For 2021. I think the closest he's going to be to us. Could have swore he had one in Philly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know he has one in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit farther than I'm willing to go, but I'd do it.
He's got one in New York, Central Park. It's an amphitheater.
Ooh,
I'm actually seeing right now that the Download Festival 2022 has a nice lineup looking for it.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Download Festival?
Ooh, okay.
Because I got axed this year because of COVID.
Right.
Confirmed that Kiss, Iron Maiden, and Spliffly Clyro will headline next year. Ooh.
Well, I just found that Kodak Black is pleading guilty to first-degree assault and battery in a
shit.
sexual assault case.
I didn't know about this.
Well, this happened in 2016, and he got indicted in 2017 for it. And he's now pleading guilty to this. So, yeah, he entered a guilty plea in a legal case stemming from his assault of a high school student in 2016. He was indicted on first-degree sexual assault in 2017. He pleaded guilty to lesser charges of first-degree assault and battery under a plea deal. And he received a suspended 10-year sentence, but would be on probation for 18 months. That was, so there's that. When the case originated, he agreed to the conditions of the plea deal. The deal specified that Kodak must also take full responsibility for the incident and publicly apologize to the victim, both of which he did in court, and then he must undergo counseling. So, okay.
So, staying on topic with that genre of music, one of the things I love is when legends sit there and talk about who they listen to, who they fuck with. Eminem reportedly spent $600 on a sealed Nas Illmatic cassette tape.
Really?
Yeah.
All right then.
Like, I just love when, legends, sit there and give you a little, because you kind of assume, like, some of these people just, like, I've heard people say in the past they don't listen to anybody else's music, which I thought was weird and kind of narcissistic.
Right.
So, like, when people like M or like Rakim sit there and come out and they go, hey, here's who I fuck with, it's always intriguing to me. Bring Me the Horizon says that they want each post-human EP to explore different genres.
Yo.
Which,
Ooh.
as long as they stay away from pop, I'm fine. Because I heard Ammo.
It was not ammo. There was no ammo to be had.
I heard that album.
Yeah.
As long as they stay away from pop, I'm cool with it. I'm chill.
I'd be, yeah, I'm all for it. Also, DJ Khaled has details for a new album featuring Jay-Z, Megan Thee Stallion, Drake, and a few others, such as Post Malone, 21 Savage, Justin Timberlake, Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, DaBaby, and Puff Daddy, and others. This will also be on the 30th of April. So, okay.
So, this is a little off topic. Apparently LeBron James is feeling the rest of our pain.
Oh.
He said he's dying to hear new Kendrick Lamar. So, at least he feels my pain. His tweet is, man, I miss at Kendrick Lamar, in dying need of his gifts / presents right now.
So, I sent you guys the video. I don't know if you guys watched it, but Jonathan Young is writing original music with the drummer from 3 Days Grace.
Yo.
You sent me that.
Yo, you have me excited.
They've already got, you can pre-save the first song already.
What is it? Tell me. I have to know.
I had to click on the link because I haven't looked at it yet. It is...
He also said he's done with clickbait.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
Which is nice. I mean, it brings them a good amount of money, but original music, you can express yourself so much more with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Wanted Dead or Alive? Or is it a different one?
Land of the Living, I think.
Okay. When does that drop?
I'm not sure yet. Because he said you can pre-save it for now.
Okay.
But I'm excited for what comes out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that just because 3 Days Grace.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, he already showed that with Starship Velociraptor, he can do good music by himself, and just getting the drummer and the producer in on this to help him, that'll change things a lot.
yeah. Oh, I don't know if we ever talked about it, but Jared Dines and I can't remember the dude's name now, and I hate myself.
You can't.
It's been a long day.
Howard motherfucking Jones.
Yes, they are doing an album.
All right.
This is a little old now, but they are doing an album. I don't know if we actually talked about
I
it.
think we did talk about it.
So I'm very excited to hear the rest of that when it drops. And that'll whenever I find that out, we'll probably just talk about that one. Yeah, that's kind of all the relevant news that I'm seeing that I want to bring up.
Mm.
All right. Guess we could move on to. Oh. Apparently, Eminem's getting involved in NFTs. Hear about this? See anything?
Oh, this
No?
is
I did not,
interesting
but
to
I'm
hear.
not surprised.
Okay.
That's a topic we don't need to get into. Is NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need Dota again.
Yeah, no.
All right.
But
If you were wondering, we covered this. Was it 40 or was it 39?
I'm gonna say 39.
It was 39. All right.
But so if we want to move on, we can go into upcomings,
Yes, we can.
which I have a short list.
Sorry to hear it.
I'm gonna look for more because there's got to be more than just what's on here.
All right. You want me to go first or somebody else?
I can go first. So I got a little of a mixing pot. So Ashley Monroe is dropping Rose Gold. Grum is dropping Ice Melt. Oh, and this is all for the 30th of April.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up.
Dawn Richard is dropping Second Line and Electro Revival. Dropkick Murphys are dropping Turn Up That Dial. Gojira is dropping Fortitude.
No, I knew about that one.
Guided by Voices is dropping Earthman Blues. J Period is dropping Story to Tell, Chapter 1. Leon Vinehall is dropping Rare Forever. Manchester Orchestra is dropping Million Masks of God. Marianne Faithfull and Warren Ellis are dropping She Walks in Beauty. Matt Sweeney and Bonnie are dropping Super Wolves.
Oh,
That's a good name right there. Paul Jacobs is dropping Pink Dogs on the Green Grass.
that sounds like a children's song.
As long as they don't poop on the grass, we
Whoa,
won't have any problems.
that'll be interesting. Royal Blood is dropping Typhoons.
Okay.
Teenage Fan Club is dropping Endless Arcade. And Tony Allen is dropping There Is No End, and that's a posthumous release.
Okay.
Posthumous.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't ask me to pronounce it again, because I'll forget
He'll immediately screw it up.
immediately. It is amazing how my mind works.
Yeah, I may just go through Gojira because I think that's gonna be the only one I'm interested in. But I may just check out the other ones. So moving on, I guess I can bring up mine.
Yeah.
For April 30th, I have E-File dropping Hell Unleashed. Tetrarch is dropping Unstable.
Okay.
Twisted is dropping Unlikely Prescription. And then Vraid is dropping Wild Northwest.
Thought that's a phone game.
It probably is.
Raid?
No, Vraid.
Oh, gotcha. Vade. What?
It's spelled that way.
Oh,
Vraid. Vraid.
Vraid.
Vraid. Vreid.
Okay.
And in my mind, the EI is pronounced like an A, so
Gotcha. Hey.
that's probably what it is. And if it's not, oh well.
Oh well. Sorry, we butchered your name.
That doesn't happen all the time here.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I've stopped.
Sure.
Just as long as a certain person doesn't drop an album or wind up on a chart that I wind up talking about.
Yeah, he seems to be on the chart all the time.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. I try not to butcher his name, I swear. Anyway, so moving on. Hip Hop.
You want to try that again?
Speaking of butchering.
All right, so there's a list of albums scheduled to drop on April 30th via Hip Hop DX. That's the source. The reason why I say this because albums are listed here and they don't drop. Anyway, so Lil Easy is dropping Rookie of the Year. DJ Khaled is dropping Khaled. The Alchemist is dropping This Thing of Ours. And Yellow Wolf is dropping Mudmouth.
Okay.
So,
Didn't Yellow Wolf just come out with something?
Yes, he did. That I enjoyed. It
Weird
was,
that he's already dropping something else.
Yeah. He dropped Slum Mafia on the 16th.
And he's, dropping something 14 days later.
Well, I think because it was a collab album.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Although, I mean, Lil Uzi Vert dropped an album and then a week later dropped another album and just called it the Deluxe. So you got 2 full albums of Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh, it's like future nostalgia. In a way.
No,
Where it's just...
these weren't renditions of the songs on the album.
Okay.
It was a whole nother album that was planned to be dropped at a different time and date.
That it just
and
happened to
said,
drop.
Yo, here you go.
Take it.
Enjoy it.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, because if you're hitting big on the chart, on the stream chart for that, for the other one,
Yeah.
or just in general, it's not a bad idea to release something else really like that real fast, but it's weird to do it.
Yeah. I mean, later on that year, he dropped a collab album with Future.
Okay.
But, so he actually dropped 3 albums last year.
That's ridiculous.
If you're looking at it that way. But
That's just ridiculous.
I think we're out of shit to talk about.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think we're done.
We
So
should
now
wrap this before I go over
Before we start playing things.
Yeah.
our cuss limit.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit shorter, but that's okay. We didn't have a whole lot this week.
Nah, that was a slow week.
But yeah, that's going to wrap up episode 41 of the Music Shy podcast. As always, thank you for tuning in and enjoying our spiel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. This will go up at our normal time, hopefully, if YouTube decides to not be stupid. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, YouTube's been doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the thing scheduled for noon, and it's like, hey, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, here you go. That's noon.
Sure.
I'm like, Eastern Standard Time, sir. That's what I have you set for.
But yet you don't do what I want.
Right.
It was noon for, I think, Central Mountain Time. Anyway, as always, player, one love, mosh and rave responsibly. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the noise. Background Sonic music almost.
Yeah, we're gonna let this play out till 4:20. So.
Okay.
Also, what week did we talk about Mudvayne?
Last week. What?
Last week? Alright, so last Thursday I listened to like basically Mudvayne all day.
There you go.
Can't believe I was missing out on it.
Yeah, that's why we were shocked.
Honestly.
I mean, music changes. Music tastes change, so I always go back in and I find, because my liked playlist is pretty much something I can play most of the time, except for certain parts of the liked playlist. Then it's just like, Bruce, what the fuck are we listening to? And it's just like, yeah, that's just part of the list.
Yeah.
And then I have another list on YouTube just called Musics. That stuff I don't normally play around people. I haven't updated that playlist in years. That stuff, most of the stuff that I used to listen to in high school when I would read Homestuck until like 2 in the morning and stuff like that.
We're still recording, by the way.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Hey, what can I say?
That's why I've been slowly adjusting the mics to try to get everything stuff be working. Because like I said, we're going to play this out till 4:20.
Oh, okay.
4 hours and 20 minutes.
Wait, what?